Crystal's Crochet Cubby Hole. Today we are going to make some popcorn. I made a couple to start with, and I'm not sure exactly what color yarn this is. This is 100% acrylic. You probably could use cotton yarn or whatever yarn you want, but it's about a 4 weight. It's an off-white, it's a creamy color, so I would just look for something that was about the color of popcorn. Okay? And we'll make a few kernels together, and then I'll show you how you can make them into a garland. And it is time consuming, but it can be done. It took me a while to do the one I've got up behind me that you'll see in my videos from now till through Christmas. But you're going to need a needle for sewing your popcorn together, a pair of scissors to cut the end of your yarn, and I am using a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, and we will start by doing a slip knot. Hope you can see it okay. Now you will chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we will chain one more. So a total of 6. You're going to chain a total of 6, and then the second chain from the hook, you're going to single crochet. Now you're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches, so you'll have a total of 5 single crochets when you're done. There's my second one, 3, 4, and 5. Now you're going to chain 1 and turn. So you have chained 6, then done a single crochet starting with the second chain from the hook, and did a total of 5 single crochets. Now in this first, so we should have 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this first stitch, you're going to do 5 double crochets all into the same stitch. So 5 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now pull up your loop a little. And then you want to go back to the very first double crochet that you did. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to insert your hook under that first double crochet. Then you're going to grab this loop, tighten it up, pull it through that first double crochet stitch, and chain 1. It makes this little cluster. Now you're going to go into your next stitch. So you're going to do this a total of, you'll have 5 of these little clusters. So we're going to go into the next one and do 5 double crochets. It can get kind of tight and wants to slip out of your hands and everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again you're going to pull up that loop a little bit, and you're going to go back to the first double crochet you did in this stitch. Grab that loop, pull that loop through that stitch and chain 1. So there's our second little puff. Now, and you've got to watch, because sometimes that puff will go over top of the next stitch that you're wanting to go into. So we've got 2 and we're doing 3 more, so we got to make sure we still have 3 stitches, so we're going into the correct stitch. We're going to do 5 double crochet into the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My yarn's wanting to tangle up on me, or come apart. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 more. 5. Pull up the loop. Go to the very first one, right here, and you can count your stitches and know you're in the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Grab that loop. Tighten it up just a little bit. Pull it through that stitch. Chain 1. Now we have 3 little puffs. Now we got to do this 2 more times. Go into the next stitch and do 5 double crochet into that next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull up your loop. Go to the very first double crochet you did in this little cluster. Grab that loop and pull it through that stitch. Chain 1. Now we have 4 clusters. We want 1 more in this row. This last one's a little doozy sometimes to get a hold of. I'll go ahead and wrap my yarn, because I'm going to be doing double crochets, and then I'll find it. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to shake. Let's see if we can get it out of the way. Right there it is. Make sure I get my yarn through it. Right there. Once you get it through the first time, it's a little bit easier. And then do 5 double crochets into that last stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get me some more yarn out. Again, pull that loop up. Put your hook in that very first double crochet of this set. Take that loop and pull it through that stitch. Chain 1. Now, if you pull this open, we have 4 stitches on this side. We got 1. Let's see if I can lay this down. Let me point at it with something. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So again, we're going to do 5 double crochets into the same stitch. Just kind of keep that tail out of your way and go wrap your yarn and go into that next stitch right there and do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull that up. Go to the very first double crochet in that set and take that loop and pull it through that stitch and chain 1. Now we're going to find our next one. We'll go in and do 5 double crochets into that next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull up your loop, go to the very first double crochet, grab that loop, pull that loop through that stitch, chain 1. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which was from our first round. Now we've done 2 on this side. We need to do 2 more. So we need to find that next stitch, and right there it is. And we're going to go into it. Ooh, sorry. And we're going to do 5 double crochet into the next stitch. One. Whoops. Get that little thing out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull up your loop, go over to the very first double crochet, grab that loop, pull it through that first double crochet stitch, chain 1. Now we've got 1 more, and if you look, there's a space right there, and that's our last cluster of double crochets. So we're going to go in there and do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull that up, go to the first double crochet, grab that loop, pull it through that first double crochet stitch, chain 1. Now we should have a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 little clusters. Now you're going to cut your yarn, leaving a little bit so you can weave it in. And you'll be closing up your popcorn. You pull that through. Now we're going to get our needle and thread it. And then if you flip, that's the top of our popcorn. If you flip it over, this is the inside. We want to take this strand of yarn and go down in here so that we're down near the middle, okay? So just take it down in there toward the middle. Okay, like that. Then you've got all these sections down in here. Do you see? So you're going to go like in this, like, okay, let me see if I can get real close for you. You go down in here and then up through the other side. Pull it through. Then we're going to do it again over here, down in here, and make sure you're not going into that same hole. We're going to go down in here and through and pull it through. And then we're going to do it again. And I think we might be able to do it one more time. Right there. Then we're going to take our yarn, we remove the needle, and we're going to pull our popcorn. And you pull it as tight as you can. See how it balls it up? And then I'm making this real simple for you. I just tie a couple knots, and it goes down inside there so you can't see it. So you just tie a couple knots to make sure it's good and tight and secure. Then you'll cut your yarn tails off down inside your popcorn to where nobody can see them. It's hard to do with, there we go. So you cut off those little extras, and there's your piece of popcorn. So now I'm going to show you what to do to make it into a garland if you want to. Just one idea. I've seen several of these. I looked at several tutorials over and over again until I found one that seemed, you know, pretty easy to do as far as the popcorn goes. But my string of popcorn garland that you see in the background of my videos, I used styrofoam beads, and it was a pain to get them threaded. I couldn't hardly get my needle through those holes. So if I'm going to be using wooden beads today, red wooden beads. You could use any kind, size, shape. You could do several beads and then a piece of popcorn. You know, do your own little design, make it yours. I'm going to take a piece of my yarn here, and I'm going to thread it. And I'm going to start with a bead, and I'm going to wrap it around, wrap it through my bead, and then I'm going to tie it. And that kind of keeps the yarn from going through the popcorn. And you can use yarn, you can use some nylon thread, just something that you know is going to hold up depending on how you use your garland. And we'll cut that little end off. Okay, now I'm just going to go through the middle of my popcorn. And let's see, I might have to get just a regular needle instead of this one. I don't know. We'll see how this does. These plastic ones are a little bit thicker sometimes. And there's my popcorn and my bead. And see, the beads are like cranberries. So there's another bead. And then I'm going to go through my popcorn again. My next piece of popcorn. See, this can take you a little while. But it is fun. And you can make them a little bit loose so you can see everything clearly. You don't want it real tight, because then the beads will be just hidden in the popcorn. Let's see, here's my last little piece of popcorn. And you make it as long as you want or need it to be. You know, just whatever you want to do. And then I would end with a bead again on the very end. And, you know, take it as tight as you want it. You know, leave it a little bit loose. Then wrap your yarn, your needle through again on the bead. You could even like go through, and then you can go through one, you know, maybe one more time to finish off. And I would, you know, even tie it off like that. And then there is your popcorn garland. Isn't that cute? And then you would cut your excess off. Or you could even, you know, I was just thinking, you could even add a little tassel at the end or something. But there is what your popcorn garland will look like. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make some popcorn. So now make yourself some popcorn. You can get you some wooden beads, red, you know, just plastic beads, whatever, just some red beads, any size. You could do 2 or 3 beads in between. You can make it any design you want to go with your popcorn. I was just trying to make it look like popcorn and cranberries. So there we go. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. I've enjoyed making it. I love making the popcorn. It is time consuming though. It does take a little while. But it is fun. And it does look like popcorn. So there we go. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And we will talk to you later in Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole. Bye for now.